Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel below and also give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful and want to see more videos on this topic. Today I really wanted to share with you guys some of my healthy frugal living tips and things that I do every day in my everyday life that I thought would benefit you guys. So these are some of the things that I have been doing for a really long time and that have benefited me a lot, and I thought that I would share them with you guys. So without further ado, here are my healthy frugal habits. Number one is wash your hair with baby shampoo. So baby shampoo actually has no sulfites, no dyes, no parabens, no fragrance, none of that stuff, and it's actually really cheap to get it. You can get it at the Dollar Tree and you don't have to spend a ton of money on these shampoos that are very fancy and use a lot of marketing to sell them, and there's a ton of them, but they're actually harmful to you, and all of them cost over $5, whereas baby shampoo you can get a bottle for like $1 at the Dollar Tree. And this I have been doing for a really long time, and whenever I switch back to the regular shampoo, I find that I actually have to wash my hair a lot more often. Like, it gets greasier a lot quicker, and I end up having to wash my hair every second day, whereas if I'm using baby shampoo, I can just wash my hair like twice a week, or sometimes even like 3 times in 2 weeks. I have to wash it a lot less frequently, it gets less greasy, and I just find that my hair is just better. So my next frugal living healthy hack is actually to avoid fragrance. Now, fragrance doesn't actually sound like such a bad thing and doesn't sound so harmful. It just sounds like something that smells nice. But fragrance is actually an umbrella term for over 400 different chemicals, and a lot of them are extremely toxic to the human body, to your liver, to your thyroid, to your endocrine system. A simple word, fragrance, on your household products, your cosmetics, your self-care products can hide a lot of these harmful chemicals. So air fresheners, scented candles, personal self-care, makeup with fragrance, shampoos, plug-in air purifiers, all the things like that, we just don't buy them at all. We don't use anything like that. I don't use perfume personally because perfumes also have obviously a lot of fragrances. Perfume industry can actually also hide a lot of harmful chemicals that you put like right here on your neck, right next to your thyroid, that can really disrupt your endocrine function. For that reason, I mean, they contain tons of phthalates that have no trouble getting into the human cells because of their chemical structure. My family and we just opt to avoid that kind of stuff completely. The only thing I use is a deodorant, but I actually want to switch to like a more natural. By the way, natural does not mean harmless, because a lot of poisons in the nature are natural, but they're very harmful. So yeah, I would definitely want to switch to like less harmful deodorant. And it's extremely easy for companies to hide a lot of really bad chemicals under this umbrella term fragrance. It sounds nice, but it's not actually that nice. It sounds extremely harmless because just one word, fragrance, what could be so bad about it? But when you actually find out that it can contain so many different compounds, the toxic ingredients in your synthetic fragrance can cause so many different issues in your body. A lot of them are carcinogenic. A lot of them can induce or exacerbate asthmas and breathing problems. They can cause respiratory diseases. They can affect your nervous system. They can also cause migraines and headaches. So definitely look into ewg.org to find out more about things in your household contain fragrance, and try to pick something without fragrance, or just avoid those kinds of products altogether. That's definitely what I do. My solution to stinkiness is basically to wash things, and then if it's really stinky, something like the fridge, I mean, obviously first you wash it, or you can use like baking soda to absorb smells if something's really smelly, so like a shoe closet or something. But yeah, definitely the solution is to clean it and then to just air out your space. Those air purifiers can contain masking fragrances, so you don't actually feel the fragrance itself even though it's there, because it's a masking fragrance. So definitely watch out for those things. So my frugal living tip number 2 is eat more produce and rice and beans. And yes, my idol Dave Ramsey always talks about eating rice and beans as if it's a bad that. If you're really struggling, then you'd be eating rice and beans. And I actually love rice and beans. There's so many dishes you can make with it. It's the cheapest thing to get, rice and beans. It's extremely healthy. Beans are full of protein and they're full of fiber. There's so many varieties of this you can make. It's very cheap. It's really healthy for you. You kind of benefit yourself in two ways. You save on medical bills later on, eat healthy, and you also save money right away when you purchase things like that. And also produce is one of the cheapest things to get at the store. If you fill your cart up with produce, it's really healthy for you, and also you end up saving a ton of money versus buying things that are packaged. Tip number 3 is ditch expensive skincare. Have you ever wondered why skincare and makeup and things like that items are placed at the very entrance at the beginning by the checkout on the main floor of every single drugstore? It's because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. The cosmetics industry was worth $93.5 billion in 2019 just in the US market alone. And they also know how easy it is to get people to buy an eyeliner, small package of something to do with your hair care, your makeup, your skincare. They're packaged very neatly in these small things so that you feel like you're not really spending a lot of money, but it's really easy to just walk out with like a $60 bill when you bought like 3 things. And it really adds up over the years, over the months, over the weeks. So definitely ditch expensive skincare. Find stuff that works for you. It doesn't have to be super expensive. My skincare literally has some $1 item, and my skin has never been better since I've been using them. And another thing is that people keep telling you that you have to keep switching your skincare routine, and I actually couldn't disagree more with this. Your skin gets used to something and it works. Why try to fix something that's not really broken? Like, you don't actually have to keep switching and keep trying new products. It's really amazing how much this adds up. It's really amazing how much women end up spending on skincare and on makeup. So kind of to do with makeup, tip number 4 is just ditch makeup. Just stop using makeup. Find, if you really absolutely have to use makeup just for your confidence, find some stuff that makes you look natural, that kind of hides the flaws that you want to hide if you really have to go that route. And there's a lot of things that are not actually makeup that can be kind of used as makeup. For example, you can use Aquaphor as a highlighter, and you can also use it as like a lip balm. The makeup industry is really made to sell us more things that you think you might need. Kylie Jenner became a billionaire because she was selling lip kits. Do you really think people need another lip color? The most beautiful lip color, in my opinion, is just your natural lip color. That's the one that suits you the most. I used to not be able to leave the house without having some kind of makeup on my face. I was not able to leave the house without having like eyeliner, mascara, and some foundation on my face. I felt naked, I felt not put together, and I felt ashamed to like exit my house and enter into the street looking like that. But really, when you think about it, it's like looking like what? Like myself, just having my face out there, it was so shameful to me that I had to like cover it up. Like, if you have acne, it's okay. Plenty of people have acne, plenty of men have acne. You don't really see them like covering it up, and actually covering it up can exacerbate the problem. So when I had acne, as soon as I started this easy, simple skincare regimen and stopped using makeup like foundation and concealer, my acne miraculously went away. And I wonder why. It's because I stopped putting all this crap on my face that just exacerbated it. Just having my natural face in the street made me feel ashamed. Like, how backwards that thinking is. Wow, I entered the street without any makeup. What horror. And then I realized how backwards that notion really was, that we are made to feel ashamed and we shouldn't be in public if we're not wearing any makeup. Like, how crazy and how backwards that actually is. And there's so many ads that constantly bombard you with information about how you can like enhance and change the way you look, and that you need to do this in order to feel confident. Now, my next tip is definitely to opt for reusable products in self-care in your household versus single-use products. So that includes just avoiding plastics, single-use plastic, straws, everything like that, cups, as well as personal hygiene products, menstrual products. For example, I've been using a menstrual cup for almost 8 years now instead of using tampons, which can also contain fragrance, by the way. So you're essentially inserting toxic chemicals inside your organs. Not healthy at all. Menstrual cup is definitely a lot cheaper than tampons, pads, any of that stuff. I actually have a video on my experience with menstrual cups, so I'll link it down below and I'll put it in the cards now. So be sure to check it out if you're interested in that. Like I said, I've been using it for over 7 years now, for almost 8 years. It's been amazing. I'm never ever gonna use tampons ever again. Like, I just don't see the point. And I wish more women knew about it. So in general, just think reusable versus single use when it comes to everything in your life. It's extremely frugal to have. I know now there's even reusable garbage bags, which I really want to start using instead of using plastic garbage bags, and actually like soft plastics that are used to wrap food, and garbage bags and things like that can be laced with all these harmful chemicals. We're continuously transitioning into more natural things in our house, less fragrance, just less chemicals in general. So I'll clean with a single product. My next tip is actually to do with fitness and vehicles and cars and transportation. For example, definitely try to avoid using the car. And I know where we live, we use the car to go shopping, but I know in a lot of places in the world, people don't use cars as much. They just use public transportation, or they walk, or they bike. Actually, in my whole entire life, I've never owned a car until very recently when I got married. That's the only car I've ever owned, and I've always just walked or used public transit, or I bike. And this is definitely extremely healthy for you because you get more exercise, you pollute the environment less. Using public transportation is definitely a lot better for the environment. Definitely, it's something to consider. Also, car repair costs are very, very high, and purchasing a new car is very expensive. Paying payments on the car is very expensive. So it's just an expensive thing in general. And if you can avoid taking your car somewhere, even if you do have a car, just consider doing that. And in general, when it comes to health and frugality, I like to think of it not in terms of like instant gratification and kind of instantaneous things, but think about it more long-term. For example, do I want my health to be good long-term, or do I just want to get skinny now? So I try to kind of think of it long-term. It's not a race, it's a marathon. That's how I like to look at it. So if I'm going to the gym, I'm just gonna do it like twice a week, but try to do it consistently and just months in, months out, not like crash the gym every day, you know, for like a month and then give up. In line with that, definitely I try to pick materials that will last much longer. So for example, instead of getting my children some plastic toys, which are really nice, I mean, plastics revolutionized the world and they're everywhere and everybody uses them, and you kind of can't really avoid them that much. But I try to pick toys that are made out of wood or silicone or things like that. The same in the kitchen, just avoid like plastic, BPA especially. It's a compound in plastics. So I try to use silicone, wood, things like that, things that are a lot more durable and a lot healthier, that don't leach chemicals into your food or into your child's mouth. So that's another very important frugal tip that I follow. And in that, they also last a lot longer because the quality of the materials is much better. And there's like such beautiful wooden toys. One thing I noticed with my daughter is when she's playing with wooden toys versus like plastic toys that are very colorful, she's playing a lot calmer and she's able to focus a lot more if she's using like a wooden toy that just feels like natural. The color palette is a lot more natural. They just feel nicer and they're not so like flashy and crazy colored, versus when she's playing like with a plastic toy that has like 7 different colors on it. She's definitely not paying attention as much. She's more like frantic a little bit. So that's definitely something to consider. And obviously like plastic toys are not that durable durable. Just plastic is not that durable, and I don't think it was ever meant to be durable when it was created. So if you're new here, guys, subscribe to my channel. Definitely click thumbs up on this video. That helps me out so much. So yeah, guys, these are my healthy frugal tips. If you have any kind of questions, or if you have your own tips, definitely leave them down in the comments below. I love to talk to people on these topics. Start a conversation down in the comments, and I'd love to answer any of your questions, or just have a conversation about all these things that we're surrounded by and that are in our lives, but that you're not really conscious of that they're there. For example, the fragrance thing, like I did not actually know until several years ago that fragrance is actually, it sounds very harmless and it sounds like it smells nice, but it's actually extremely harmful. A lot of it is like in baby products, you know, like it disrupts your body and creates such a workload for your liver and later your kidneys and your endocrine system that I just try to avoid that kind of stuff. So this has been my frugal healthy habits. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.